Well, it's another Sunday. I'm not sure if it's a happy Sunday. These are not my tools. The flashlight and the jumper are mine. The complaint on this one is continuous cycle. Solenoid might be bad. Let's, well, the cover's all flippy floppy, so that's probably not helping. Did they lose the screws and then the linkage is binding up? We don't know. Let's start by kind of approximating where our cover box needs to go. Oh, our clutch is already engaged. Hold on. We are not at 0 either, and our clutch lever's up pretty high. Well, let's power it on. Let's see what happens. So we've got the power plug back in. We're gonna hit the rear on switch here and see what happens. You see right here, our link's not dropping out. 180. We're in kind of like a stuck. Our link should have dropped out and our clutch latch or lever should have rotated away so that our clutch could have stopped. This didn't stop. Let's see what we got going on the bottom side of this link here. I saw something when I hunched over here. Let's get repositioned. So what I went ahead and I pulled the cycle solenoid link out just to make sure that it wasn't getting hung up on that flippy floppy cover. Let's turn it on. Let's cycle it and see what happens. Oh yeah, hold on, we're still unplugged. Alright, power on. Everybody's clear? Good. Grip the clutch. Try this again. Waiting at 180. Coming out of 180. Yeah, no, it's good. We definitely have something going on with our solenoid. Or our plunger. You might not be able to pick it up on camera, but the magic blue smoke is slowly escaping our solenoid. My guess is that the ball rack reset button up front is stuck in the pressed in position. Well, let's walk up there and see what we can find, huh? Yeah, it was definitely stuck.
Sorry?
So our solenoid has become inoperable because of that stuck reset button. I'm going to replace it. I'm not going to get it on camera. We've done several cycle solenoid replacements and adjustments. You can go backwards in time and watch that if you want to see how that's done. Yeah, check this out. That's as far as it goes. Our core's melted down here. We went into thermal runaway. Chernobyl has melted down. Yeah, she's done. She's cooked. So we can take 24 off of our list. Continuous cycle is no longer continuous cycle. We could double back to lane number 1 and take a look at that pin detecting link, that new style one that we put on. We chose hole number 1. It didn't work, so if we pull it apart and we choose hole number 2, it might work. 13, we don't know. Let's go check the whiteboard. So nothing on the whiteboard on 13. This one, 31. Let's move on to that. See what we get. I have a feeling that we are not going to like what we see here. Well, they're absolutely correct. Yeah, I do not like what I see here. Huh, where did the pin go? I don't know. Oh boy. Wow. Yeah, they really did a number on that one, huh? They don't have a spare deck lift shaft. Wow. Alright, well, confirmed. Diagnosis confirmed. Deck lift shaft. Toast. Yeah, that sucks. Well, let's take a little closer. You notice all the black right there? Yeah, that's a mixture of gearbox oil and dirt and aluminum filings. It looks, if we look in there, you see that hole? The shaft had worked its way out and had been rubbing there for Lord only knows how long. It actually wore a hole into the gearbox, and all of its oil's leaking out too. So yeah, a new gearbox housing and new deck lift shaft if we really wanted to take care of the issue, but I don't think they have either one of those. So on our note for 31, we are going to put FUBAR. Some of you guys might know what that means. For those of you that don't, it's an acronym for fucked up beyond all recognition. Yeah. So we're back on lane number 1. We're gonna get this side guard off. We're gonna unplug our machine. I believe I want to stop at 180 degrees here. Maybe we'll do 90. Yeah, if we do 90, we can get the pin detecting link off. So we're gonna stop at 90 degrees on a strike, remove our pin detecting link, remove our cycle linkage, and well, here, I'll explain a little bit more in a second. So basically, these guys, they have a group that comes in once a week. They are a special needs group, and since this is an older layout, they have a step up from their main concourse up to the settee area, and there's a ramp on the end lane only, or way down at the other end of the building. So for ease of access, they put that group here, let's say 1 through 6. Lane number 1 has been down for weeks now, because I was kind of hoping maybe I would get a new old style, a new used pin detecting link. I haven't got it yet. It's okay. And then lane number 5 over there has a bad 1-to-1. And so the thought is, they want 6 lanes. They have 4 convenient lanes available to them. So I'm going to do my best, try and get this sorted out. And then the next big step is a 1-to-1 on lane number 5. I may not do that today. I'm tired. I have a full-time job on GS Pin Setters in a busy FEC. That's a family entertainment center. I do this one day a week to try and help these guys out. And I don't always have the oomph, the energy after a busy week to come do a 1-to-1. And I often have 0 days off per week right now either, because I do 1 day a week here, and then maybe somebody's lane machine took a dump, and I drive 2 hours north or east or west or south to help them get their lane machine up, right? So yeah, I'm not trying to complain, but yeah, 0 days off, it leaves me with not a lot of energy to do a major project like a 1-to-1, or a deck lift shaft, or a deck lift shaft and a gearbox swap, right? So just like we did before, we're at 90 degrees on a strike. We're going to take our cycle linkage off. The pin at the bottom of our clutch actuator link, we're going to go from hole number 1 to hole number 2, and that should fix it. Yeah, again with this one, I'm not going to go too deep into the technical process of taking it apart. We have done that in the past, so you feel free to go backwards in time, and you can see cycle linkage being removed. So one thing that I didn't notice last time, Or maybe I did, but wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. They should have another bell crank in stock. That's excessive. So let's look in here. We chose hole number 1. We're gonna move to hole number 2. I don't know, it didn't come with any real clear written instructions. My internet buddy Russ Miller, he sent me some pictures. At that time we discovered that we had been attempting to put these on incorrectly for 20 years, and that's why we had determined that they were garbage. But maybe they're not garbage. Maybe I was still doing it wrong. So we don't know. We're gonna move from hole 1 to hole 2, and then we're gonna put everything back together. Focus! Focus! That might be good enough. We're in hole number 2 now. If I put this whole thing in and it still doesn't work, I'm gonna be really, really upset. So, pro tip for getting the pin detecting link back on. Baby vice grips. Hold the spring out of the way. When you get the X pin in and the X washer on, then you can let your spring go. So, it's all back together. We did get a new bell crank in there, so that's good. What else? I think it's almost time to fire it up. So, we stopped at 90 degrees on a strike. We're gonna fire it up, see what happens. Yeah, buddy, she waited at 180. Very good. However, we're very, very short on pins. Like, we literally have 8 pins in the machine. Well, I guess we're gonna have to fake it here. I'm going to simulate a full deck. Came out of 180. Good. Uh-oh, recycled. Alright. Recycled. We have another problem. Are we missing a spring somewhere? Maybe. Yeah, we're missing a spring. See it all flippy floppy? Yeah. Our spring for our clutch stop surface, it popped off. That's okay. Try it again. $180, waiting for pins. Setting a new wrap. First ball cycle. Scissors closed. Scissors open. Second ball cycle. Stop and wait for pins. Great, this is perfect. This is exactly what we need. Now we need to go wrangle up like another dozen pins or so. While we're here, let's play a little game called what was the dumbest tool you ever bought? For me, it was this. It was ridiculously expensive. Basically, you screw this onto your ball detect beam and it shoots out a little laser that you can aim on your reflector. It kind of works okay-ish, but uh-oh, it's out of battery. But for the price, yeah, it wasn't worth it. This was several hundreds of dollars. I thought that it would be good, helpful tool. Unfortunately, it is not.